What's good, yo? It's Cousin Jay, Jistlo Sportsman 1-0, and I'm here with DJ Zero on Who's Up Next.
When did you start collecting polo?
I got into the full collecting like about 92, but I went full tilt with the collecting like 97 because by then they had more creative, colorful pieces that you could actually just incorporate to older pieces, and they just went wild at that point.
And how old were you when you first started doing that?
The first actual collecting, I want to say I was about 15, but it wasn't more so for collecting. It was just more so saying I have more than you, or I can get this. I can keep going to spots and grabbing them. So like 15, 16, and from then.
Was it still expensive as it is now back then?
Oh yeah. It's just a matter of it may sound like the prices sounded cheap back then, but you got relative to how much the dollar was worth. So you tell somebody to go buy a $200 shirt, $150, it's the equivalent of buying a shirt now for like $350, $400 to $500 if you could find that shirt.
And what made it so popular back? I hate to say that, like back in your day, what made it so popular?
It was just it sounds funny. They made the clothes for white boys. We just made like, we're gonna take your style, we're gonna take what you're supposed to wear, and show you how to properly wear it. Cause you got all this crazy, colorful stuff, but yeah, you look boring wearing it. You could get crazy with this, so it was just a way of expressing your creativity, ideas, and it was just so much of it. So you just like, I want it all.
And what was it that kids from the inner city gravitate towards that back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s?
It was a lifestyle. Like, most of us, we never went skiing, but you see a dope sweater with a ski man on it, like, yo, I want that. I feel like I'm skiing. You see some other dudes, you see some other joints from like Olympic pieces, like most of us, we never gonna make it to Olympics. But you rocking a piece that's like, yo, I am an Olympian, or I'm wearing an Olympic uniform that the guy on TV's wearing. You could do it. The other appeal to it to me was, this is not glorifying the 80s. The 80s was like drug dealer era. So back then it was just like Dapper Dan's, Tachini suits, Todd ones. Shout out to all them dudes that was rocking it. But then you couldn't do that. You couldn't wear certain things because you weren't one of them.
Right.
When you saw the Ralph, you're like, yo, this thing's expensive, but it's fly. And I could freak in my own way. And yet, you're treading a line because you still could have gotten for it back then.
Right.
You still got for it now.
Did you look up to anybody in the neighborhood that was doing the same thing you were doing before you started buying it?
That's actually what got me into it, because I was a Bugle Boy kid, and my man from Underway, Ed, he pulled up Polo since 92. Like, he pulled up, and he had all the crazy low joints. I was like, what the hell is that joint? But whatever, brushed it. But I realized all the chicks was gravitating to him. I was like, you know what, it's time for me to switch this up and go towards that way. He's kind of like my mentor that put me into it. But there's a lot. My old OGs, the greats of 88, the SJPs and MGVs, them dudes put it down with the low. Like, that's a Brooklyn staple, low lives for real.
Well, why did they have like certain cliques that, certain cliques are brought out of a clothing line? Like, how did that happen?
The history with that's really from the low lives points. I didn't really start with them because those like I said, those were my big homies from the 88s because they was rocking it from way before then. But the low lives actually formed. What a lot of people, when I say the SJPs, the MGVs, it was like you said, it was different cliques. You had the Ralphie's kids, you had the USA, the United Shoplifters Association, like dudes used to take logos and switch them. And when Ralphie's kids linked up with the USA kids, they became low life, and there was still like little factions. And you had dudes that was rocking and boosting low, but they didn't really belong to any particular clothing clique.
Right.
But it's something about the low, it just stuck. Because they had a lot of clothing cliques back in the days. You had Nike Crew, Feli Crew. Feli's still around. Shout out to King Feli. Who else was on TCG, Tribe Called Guess. That was a play on the whole Tribe Called Quest thing.
Yeah.
So like, yo, there was like mad different little clothing cliques, but something about the Ralph just stuck. Like right now, it's probably one of the only labels from back then that is just still hitting. That's still gonna bang in your pockets. Stay out my pockets, Ralph.
How were you acquiring, like, how did you get the money to buy the expensive clothes?
It wasn't even about the money. It was more like it was a by any means thing. Some of us boosted it. Some of us, we found ways to trade. Like a lot of it, the culture was based on trades, because basically none of us really had dough like that. Like a few of us might have money. Like your mom's gonna buy you 1-2 sweaters that's like $150, but you tell moms I need $300-$400 sweaters. It's like you get the side eye with it. So now you walk into the store, just like, yo, nobody's looking around. I might need this.
Right.
Now you take that back in the hood, you're like, yeah, I got this one sweater, and your man tells like, yo, I need that. Yo, dogs, I trade you 2-3 shirts for it. That one piece just turned to 3 pieces. Now your closet's getting bigger off that one thing you stole. Now at the same time, Jay-Z said it boosts in abundance by half price sweaters new. Everybody, mad boosters in the hood. So there was no such thing as like, I'm gonna go in there and pay full price for nothing.
Right.
Like, if you really look at the old school little collectors, maybe like about 2% of them really said I went in the store and actually paid full price for this. Everything came from somebody in the streets, or you basically went and got it. eBay wasn't even non-existent back then.
What was like the official place to go like cop stuff like that, like polo and stuff like that? Like what was the place to go?
You always had the Polo Mansion on 72nd and Madison, but like with that, you had to be. It's a different kind of animal. Like I wasn't built for that. There, but then you had like spots not there no more. Like you have BFOs that was in Lower Manhattan. BFOs was a sweet spot. They had some crazy pieces to go in there. Even like believe it or not, Century had some stuff. You can go there for your crazy socks, but like anywhere. Saks, Lord and Taylor's, Bloomingdale's. Bloomingdale's got a lot of pictures and yeah. Actually, I'm not glorifying Bloomingdale's, but Bloomingdale's security, they could put a whole album of different dudes wearing nothing but the polo stuff. Cause like we used to run up in there. And a couple of my mans got their mugshots from up in there, but that's not neither here.
That's crazy.